This is the Ministry of Silly Talk.
Silly Talk. Ministry of Silly Talk.
This is the Ministry.
This is the Ministry of
Silly Talk. This is the Ministry of
Silly Talk.
Thank you for listening to my daddy's stupid podcast. And remember, his head is full of doo-doo, so don't listen to anything he says.
That's very funny.
Generals, welcome to another fantastic, exciting episode of the Ministry of Silly Talk podcast. We got there. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I forget something? And we're back. All right, welcome to Ministry of Silly Talk podcast. I mentioned it before. I had to mention it again. I'm Graham.
I'm Josh.
And he's got something very important to tell you people.
Like, comment, subscribe on everything. YouTube, podcast apps, socials, all the good stuff. We're on Spotify. I mean, all the stuff.
Yeah.
Go to it, subscribe on it, get the stuff.
If you're enjoying it, why not hit subscribe, like, and comment? It helps the algorithm. It pushes it in front of people.
If you're not enjoying it, but you're hearing it,
do that anyway.
Tell us why you're not enjoying it. Comment, negative or positive. We just want comments, and we're going to read them. So if you want to break my heart, break it.
Yeah, come on with it.
I'll cry, bro.
Yeah, no, I'll come on here. Well, no, I won't. But anyway, I did want to mention, too, that I am affiliated with two podcasts, one being this and one being Pod Caviar. Go listen to that wherever you get podcasts. And don't forget, this and everything I do, as always, is brought to you by Shirt Caviar, shirtcaviar.com. Use promo code OGA to save 10% on your order today. Go check it out. A lot of cool stuff going on down there. Shirt yourself all the way down into your pants. Fill your britches with hot, steamy shirt. That one doesn't work as well.
Fill your britches with some brand new stitches. Shirt Caviar.
And then don't forget also patreon.com/OneGramArmy Presents, ko-fi.com/OneGramArmy Presents. If you want to give us money for some reason, we'll get into that later. More things are coming. They're not. And then the last and most important piece.
If you want to give us content to mine, to give back to you.
Thank you.
There's a hotline. It's 847-665-9238, 847-665-9238. Not getting a lot of action there. My brother, very smart individual, several degrees, medically helps people on the regular.
Yep.
And he just texted, is this the hotline? It is.
Yeah, so we did discover that was him last week.
Yeah, so I found out, I did a little investigating. And, if you do text or call 847-665-9238, it is the hotline. Please leave a message. Send us a message. Let's get into something.
It does not get more simple than that. The hotline number that you texted was 847-665-9238.
And it was correct.
That's the hotline.
Yeah.
That's the number. I'll put it up on the screen.
So next time, act as if you did text the hotline and just go ahead and with your comment, question, or whatever. Go in there with it.
Yeah, it's like being like, I'm hungry, and then walking into a restaurant and be like, is this a restaurant? And they're like, yes. You go, thank you, and leave.
Well, John, you could have asked a real personal question. We wouldn't have put you on blast had not been your question. This the hotline? You could have really went in deep, and we would have avoided who is asking this question. I wouldn't have even researched whose phone number that was.
No, I have no interest in putting anybody on blast. I have no interest in upsetting anybody, and I want people to trust that when you when you call the hotline, we will protect your personal information. And maybe we set ourselves up for this by being like, anything you want, just hit the hotline with any 847-665-9238, whatever you got. I could not have possibly imagined that the interaction would have been, is this the hotline? 847-665-9238. That's the number. If you look at your phone, sorry, I don't mean to dig into this.
Jesus Christ!
If you're like,
he is a loyal listener.
Yeah, and I want his patronage. Listen, if you're listening and you're not calling the hotline, whatever. As long as you've subscribed and you're hitting the like button, we're fine. We're fine.
But hit the hotline.
But hit the hotline.
665-9238. It's there.
What are we doing here?
What are we doing here?
All right. Anyway,
we're gonna start calling you people.
Yeah. No,
and that'll get weird.
No, it's been a threat for quite some time that I would just start calling people. Like, oh, you know who would be good on here is if this person were to leave a message, 847-665-9238, that'd be pretty good. Now they're getting a call from 847-665-9238.
On a Saturday at 6, I know you ain't doing shit.
Yeah, we do that. Yeah, come on now. You're not too busy to dial 847-665-9238 and leave us anything you want and any question you want other than, is this the hotline? It is. The answer is yes.
It is, and we love you, John.
Yep.
No, ask a question next time.
And I appreciate you, and if you're nervous about asking questions, don't ask questions. But if you do hit up 847-665-9238, act like you've been there before. Like you've operated a phone. I'm sorry.
That's great.
We don't have much this week, so we're filling space. I don't necessarily want to just keep stretching.
Here we go.
There you go. We're expanding.
We're back at it. Oh shit.
So let's get into this first little bit of content. This was something I discovered on the internet very recently. Is that this person had a job at one point in England? Let's just check it out.
After 3 months on the dole, David Wright has landed a job at the Weybridge headquarters of one of the country's largest word processing software companies.
So I do want to say, for people that don't know, on the dole means being unemployed. So like getting
on the dole,
because you're getting doled out.
Okay.
Yeah, because so on the dole means you were unemployed. And so this is that's what that means.
And you know, earlier I told you I recognize this word perfect. I think this is a software that my mom had on an old computer of ours or something.
Yeah, now that you mention it, I feel like I'm familiar with this bit of software. This video is from 1992.
From his own custom-built office, he spends 6 hours a day talking to their customers.
Good morning. Thank you for calling WordPerfect this morning. If you're queuing for PC support, good news. Most callers this morning going through in around about 40 seconds, so you shouldn't have to wait too long.
David is Britain's first hold jockey.
Awesome. Is that
With a
not
compact
awesome?
disc collection, which ranges from reggae to modern jazz, his job is to entertain confused software users.
I'm going to go on a limb right now. I would pay extra for almost every service I pay for right now.
If this was customer service?
If that was the hold and this was the person or someone similar.
Yeah.
This sounds terrible. Now that I'm thinking about it, someone just like me answered the phone. But
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
So, yeah, the long and short of this is that this person has a job where he works for the software company, and instead of them just having regular hold music or a recording, it's this guy shows up. I actually like it from an employing people standpoint, too.
you got a radio DJ at WordPerfect.
Right.
So now at McAfee and at Norton and at all these places, you could just have a guy, and the radio DJ, we kind of kicked you out of it. You know what I mean? Like,
Not really,
So
not as much of a thing anymore, and clearly not all that difficult to put together. I'm doing it right now. But certainly, if someone was interested in paying people to do this, I think this beats the hell out of a call center or an AI or a bot. Right?
I feel like there's going to be a push at some point for a very nostalgic, and there already is in somewhat way people dress a lot of ways, but a very nostalgic-driven economy where if you were to come back up with a rebrand of a Blockbuster type of thing, or I don't know how you would manage that with streaming, but you know what I mean, some sort of things like that, even stuff like this, if companies were to adopt that, people may be,
No, I agree. I think that I think it would create a better experience, and it would create a buzz too. If you're like, oh yeah, I called, to get a refund from Amazon or whatever. I didn't even move this.
Well,
TV
think
up.
about it.
But like I called, I called to, do something. I had to talk to a service center, and you go, oh, they have a live DJ who talks to you and plays cool
this guy
music.
just played Cardi B
Yeah.
for me because I was on hold.
Yeah. Sorry, this is something I probably should have done before we started, but I'm trying to adjust the TV here. All right, there. It's in the shot. Whatever. We're all right. We're getting it started. Let's watch more of this whole guy.
They wait on the telephone for help. There's normally less than a dozen on hold at any one time, making him the DJ with probably the smallest audience in the world.
Yeah, nice try, buddy. We got you beat there.
Yeah.
I'd like a larger audience, but part of the objective is that we don't have a large audience. But the job is to relieve the tension of being put on hold. There's nothing nothing worse than being there on the end of the phone listening to electronic green sleeves. And some callers like this idea so much that operators picked a call up, and it's been a question of, oh, I'm sorry, can you put me back on hold? I was just calling in to listen to the hold jockey.
That never happened.
That didn't happen once.
That never happened.
That didn't happen
That one
once.
time.
Look at that smile. He's getting sly. with it.
Yeah, he's like,
I got one for you, BBC.
Yeah. Hey, listen, we're guys who are full of shit. I know what full of shit looks like.
Yeah.
That guy was geeking the stats a little bit.
He's been thinking about that since
In offices
3
beneath
days.
his studio, the company's 65-strong telephone support operation deals with up to 1,000 calls a day. All day long, they know how many
1,000
calls
calls a
they've dealt
day?
with.
Can you imagine what tech support was like in 1992? Like, you would have to guess that like 80 to 85. There's a massive majority of the people.
Oh, it's 1992.
This is the first.
No one's calling.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing. Well, they're saying they get 1,000 calls a day,
That's
but
nothing with a room full of people.
Yeah, but the reason I'm sure that they're getting that many calls though is because everybody who's downloading the software, it's like their second time using a computer.
Ever. Yeah.
You know what
well,
I mean?
Also, there's probably 3 softwares on Earth,
Yeah.
and they're one of them.
You're talking around that microphone, sir. Sorry.
There's 3 softwares on Earth, and they're one of them.
Yeah, the microphone can be a bit of a barrier because I do notice that because I used to do it too, where I'd be like, hey, "Yeah, I wanted to tell you this because this thing's in the way of me."
I've been
you
sitting
that.
on your porch talking to you for 3 hours before we got in here.
Yeah, we probably should have recorded some of that. We literally did like a month's worth of podcasts on the porch before we came in here and did the podcast.
Yeah,
And
we
now
were
we're
talking
on
about stuff.
We were talking about all kinds of things. But yeah, you'd have to the amount of calls you got were probably.
All the same. Very quick fixes. Type
Yeah,
of thing.
exactly.
Yeah.
So you're rolling right through.
Well, I
it.
worked in a call center one time for an internet provider.
Mm-hmm.
This is back early mid 2000s. I think maybe 2006 ish.
Yeah.
And I worked for a little place in my hometown, and they just provided internet. But this place was a place that provided internet to a bunch of small towns throughout the country.
Oh, I see what you're
So I
saying.
worked in a call center, so there'd be people calling you from bumfuck Iowa.
Right.
And 80% of the calls that I field, and I was a tier 1, there was tiers to this. 80% of the calls that I fielded were old ladies who thought that during a storm
they couldn't use the internet,
or they didn't understand that if the power's out, the computer's not going to work.
right?
Yeah, stuff
I can
like
see it
that.
being a lot of that.
Yeah,
You don't have
a couple times.
you don't need a lot of training to answer.
No.
that phone call.
I am. You know me. I am not a computer
Yeah.
guy. I was trained to power cycle. If that doesn't work, I'll send you to tier 2.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I was the power
Yeah.
cycle guy.
Have you tried turning it off and on again? Yeah.
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 That's what I knew. That's what they told me to say. And but we would get one operator might get 200 calls in a day.
Yeesh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because a lot of them were nothing, and it just depended on the call or whatever. So 1,000 in a day for a whole room of dudes is nothing.
Not that big of a deal.
No, I don't think.
Well, I hope he had time to have people
And
on
how
hold.
many-
And let's not forget. I want to hear him tell this lie.
All up, and it's been a question of, oh, I'm sorry, can you put me back on hold? I was just calling in to listen to the hold jockey.
I'm a big fan of the whole jockey,
In
but that's a
offices
lie.
beneath his studio, the company's 65-strong
This is a different era,
telephone
though. Maybe
support
people were just
operation
like, hey.
deals with up to 1,000
Sure, he didn't have much
calls
to
a
do.
day.
Could have been.
All day long, they know how many calls they've dealt with and how many are
I love how we
waiting and
compare
That is true, too.
1992
Yeah, 'cause-
to not having anything to do versus
Yeah.
the rest of history. You
Right.
think about
Well, but I mean,
compared to now, there's less mindless streaming you can do on
Yeah.
your phone, but the same shit is there is to do. You watch content.
Yeah, you
or
watch TV,
do a sport or an activity.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
But also, though, I think what I meant by that, though, is that, especially musically, if that guy plays you a banger and you've never heard it before, that's the only place you're going to hear it because you don't own that album.
Yeah, and you can't ask him while you're on
Right.
hold. What is that?
What is that? You just be like, dang, this is amazing.
Don't stand so.
Yeah,
Don't stand
exactly.
so close
And then so it was like, oh, you want to talk about your words process? I was over here grooving. Put me back on
Bro, I
hold.
just heard the "Don't stand so close to me." I think you
Yeah,
need to get
put me
back.
back on hold immediately.
For the
Formula
confused
sound,
computer
baby.
operators anxious to get through to their advice line, David will be either a welcome relief or a further frustration.
Well, it's just coming up to the top of the hour. That's my cue to go home. Don't forget, I shall be back here 10 o'clock tomorrow morning.
But unlike every other DJ in Britain, his bosses say the lower they can get his audience, the better.
Oh, well, that's
it.
I wanted more of that, though.
No, actually, that was very interesting to me.
Yeah. So it's such an
obviously
interesting little...
that was a short-lived thing.
Yeah.
I think they had no idea at the time, the amount of volume that they'd be dealing with.
No.
There's just no way. Because I remember when I worked at Kroger when I was like 15, and this may still be the case. I haven't noticed it when I've been in Kroger, but they used to have KRGR radio, which was Kroger radio. And it would play songs. It would play normal songs that you hear on the radio, but then the in-between would be Kroger-related.
Oh, see, that's interesting because I don't remember that from going to grocery stores. I actually just recently first experienced this, and this is something I've been thinking about quite a bit because there's few places in the world that I feel like are a vision into the chasm of
capitalism,
the crumbling of our society as Walmart is.
Oh.
So I mean, I don't need to explain it. If you don't understand that you spend your own time figuring that one out. Yeah. But like now, though, not that long ago, I went into Walmart, and I was a bit skeeved when I go in there. And I go in, and I can't remember what song they were playing, but I was like, this is like a massive hit right now. Like, this isn't like elevator music, and it was kind of loud. I was like, dang, they're jamming in here. And what had happened was I had walked into Walmart since the inception of something called Walmart Radio, which has DJs, programming. Like,
okay, so I didn't know that.
Yeah, like through the day, there's like programming.
Well,
and there's these DJs on there talking, and I will tell you that it's like listening to and the other thing that's creepy about it is it's clearly set up like nostalgically for those of us at the age where we're the people buying things now, where it's like it's kind of in the vein of listening to the radio in the 90s in that they play little buffers with calls from people, and everyone calling is like, oh, this is Betty Lou from Walmart number 742 in Kershaw, Arkansas, and I've been here for 27 years, and I just love Walmart, and I love the and they'll be like, oh, thanks for calling in, Betty Lou. What's your favorite part about working at Walmart? And she's like, I just love all the people, and I'm like, they're playing Walmart propaganda. Could you imagine if you were a Walmart employee? Dude, I worked at Lowe's.
I remember that. I remember
for a very brief period of time.
I remember you unveiling the vest to me, and my head almost
everybody thought it was real funny.
Well, no, you thought it was real funny, and I wasn't gonna fuck with you, man. A man's got to eat. You know what I mean? But you unveiled the vest and put it on, and I was like, oh no.
Yeah, no, it's a mess. But the thing is the thing I hated the most about that, and obviously, like, I'm an audio video guy. I hear music and sound a little bit more obnoxiously than other people.
You pay attention to the details more than others.
Yeah, and the working there, literally the worst part about it for me, the part that was so torturous, was the music, right? And especially around the holidays, it just was very difficult. You eventually had to just sort of go slightly insane and just try to enjoy.
I had a very similar experience at Red Lobster.
This Walmart, though, we'll get to that. I don't want to let Walmart off the hook here because it's insanely creepy. They're literally now you have to, if you're an employee at Walmart or if you're a shopper at Walmart, you have to hear this terrible music, and now it's turned way up. I'm telling you, it's noticeably louder. It's not background music. It's the music. It's part of the experience, and it's pumping weird Walmart propaganda at you. Like, it's like some sort of state-sponsored DJ from Russia being like, welcome to Russian radio. We're all happy about the leader today.
The Kroger radio, and now this is when I was 15.
Yeah. See, that's why I thought that was funny, though, was you mentioned that.
Well, because it was like, it didn't sound like live DJs or whatever.
Yeah.
But it was like, obviously radio-esque recordings. Mm-hmm. Maybe, KRGR Kroger radio, and then it would say, hey, it's half off fucking ham.
Right. That makes sense to an extent.
And then it would just play pop music stuff that was on the top 40, whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not going to play the new rap song, but it would Guns N' Roses would hit the list, and you know what I mean? Whatever.
You'd have to go in there to see it, but they were playing some very like modern and like big old hits, like big old top 40 hits, like throwback stuff. I was like, this is very, very strange.
I'm sure they do a ton of research at Walmart, and it's all done intentionally for several.
Of course they do.
reasons.
Yeah, take it easy on that because you're gonna fog up my shot here. I'm gonna hold on to this for you.
That's fine.
It's just a vape pen, folks. Don't worry about it. And it stinks. All right, we're getting off the rails here. Hold on. I was not expecting that. You're just in here.
You can't take me anywhere. I'm sorry.
When it comes to 4-year-old Shania, Joey, you are not.
Look at it. You got the crip walkers.
Who else? Yeah, he doesn't know.
Yeah, why are you asking Maury Povich?
I was just trying to break that up a little bit. I say that we are probably right at the point where it's a good time to take a little break. And then we'll come back in here with some good stuff. Be a little bit longer on the second half today, but we'll see you on the other side of whatever the hell this is.
Oh, hi. I'm famous actress Poopy Pants Sweetie, and I'm here to tell you about today's sponsor. This episode of the Ministry of Silly Talk podcast is brought to you by Fire. Fire. It's like water, but it's fire. Drink fire.
Drink fire! Drink fire! Drink fire! Drink fire! Drink
Yeah. We're back. I don't know what you saw between here and then. Hopefully it was something enjoyable. So what the hell were we talking about before we got back in here? I know I had a bit of a plan, but I was trying to make some sort of continuity.
Yeah.
But either way, whatever, we're back, and it's time for the second half of this wonderful episode of the Ministry of Silly Talk podcast. Don't forget, 847-665-9238, 847-665-9238. Hit us up. It's on the picture of the podcast. Maybe people think it's a scam.
It's not a scam.
Well, how could I possibly scam you if you just call and leave a message?
Hey, if you call and leave a message, we'll figure it out. But just call us and leave a message at 847-665-9238.
We haven't figured out how it's a scam yet.
But hey,
yeah,
give me enough time.
Anything's possible. I'll tell you what, if you don't call, we're going to scam you.
Yeah, we're going to start calling you with scams.
With various scams. Actually, that is one of the funny things about this time of year, because we're almost there. It's going to start in about 3 weeks. If you're on the internet in any capacity, social media, if you have a phone, if you have text messages, if you have direct messaging, this is about the time of year where you are going to start getting messages from people who you otherwise felt like were intelligent, respectable people, trying to get you involved in various schemes. And every year they're lamer than the year before.
Are you talking about like ML, multi-level marketing, or Ponzi type things, or what are you talking about?
Oh, that is high level frontal lobe stuff coming up with those. These people now literally have these scams where it's just give us money and we'll give you more money than you gave us at some point.
Oh, like Instagram or whatever.
Yeah,
like hustles or whatever they call it.
Yeah, well, and it'll always, there'll be a website or there'll be a thing, and it is essentially pyramid selling, or it's multi-level marketing in a way, except it really gets to the nitty-gritty where they're just like, if you give me $400 and you get one other person to give me $400, I will give you $8,000. You know what I mean? Like the math never
works out.
It never works. A few years ago, there was this thing called Loom that, I mean, there were people I knew on Facebook who I assumed were just normal people who would see through something like this, having like meltdowns, like stop responding to my DMs and telling me this is a scam. This isn't a scam. This is, you know, I've seen the video testimonials of the people who are getting the money back, and I can't begin to describe, because I know what you're going to ask. You're like, how do they tell you it works?
No, I'm not. What I'm going to ask is, what desperate life situation are they in to where this is the thing that they're willing to risk whatever money they do have? Because obviously they're not doing, no one who's doing well financially or even making it work financially is looking at something like this, like you're explaining, and thinking, oh, this makes sense.
The first time I ever saw these things coming over on Facebook was at a time when I was like, oh yeah, I would definitely be interested in, you know, I mean, right now, if someone was like, I'll give you $1,500, I'd be like,
yeah, if you could quadruple your money,
lay it on me, right?
Yeah.
But not like by going, oh, you, like, dude, they would have these animations. I'm not explaining this very well because it's so stupid.
I think you're doing a good job.
I even did a thing. I'm going to have to go back and find it. Actually, let me write myself a note because I need to find that Cap F Sports Big Money giveaway. It was early in podcasting. I put it at the end of an episode, literally trolling people I knew on Facebook, because I even did like a fake thing about it, because literally the crux of it is you give me your money.
Yes.
And a lot of times too, it comes with a thing where the person who goes to this person is going, oh yeah, I got extra money to pay my bills, and I had this much, and they often say extra money to pay your bills because they're clearly targeting the same people that the payday loan's targeting, of course,
that the car pawn is targeting,
right?
The same demographic. I'm functioning in life. I've got a job. I've got income, but it's not enough.
But wouldn't it be nice to be slightly further ahead?
Wouldn't it be okay to have a couple extra hundy?
Right, except for
there's no couple extra.
There is no couple extra nothing. And they literally, a woman I knew, she'll remain nameless, came to me and went
through the internet.
No, came to my home and was showing me this thing on her phone where she's like...
Now, I'm just curious. You don't have to answer if you don't want. Is this a person that you were friends with? Is someone you knew on a closer level than friends? Because that makes a difference. It was a person that you knew.
It was someone I dated for a long time.
Okay.
Who
that makes the story different. That's why I asked.
I appreciate that.
But I did have to get there.
It was 6:04. Okay. Just in case.
I'm just saying.
I just may change the way it sounds, but I get what you mean.
Yeah.
Right?
I wanted to see the level of person that was bringing this to you.
Yeah, this isn't like someone I went to high school with. Right. This is someone I know. And someone who, even despite the end of our romantic relationship, I wasn't
you have respect for and you think is a nice person.
Is an idiot. That wasn't what I thought.
They've never been redacted in your mind.
Right. But came to me like, oh, hey, can you sign up for this thing? If like, you don't even have to do anything, but like, I get money if I refer you to this. And I was like, okay, what is it? She's like, it's this networking thing. Where you build like a network of people, and it's like an investment network. And I was like, well, what are we investing in?
Yeah.
And I could tell she like visibly became frustrated because I'm sure one of the difficult things about being with me is coming to me with like an idea, and I'm like, well, here's why that's stupid.
Yeah, I'm going to shred that.
Yeah.
Pull.
Yeah. not great.
I hear you.
Yeah.
I know you.
Yeah, we've met.
Yeah.
Even if I'm wrong, I'm like, let me shit on that. But this was I was kind of just flabbergasted that the way this worked was it was like a website, and you go on, and if you invest money and then you get other people to invest their money, you have like an account with them. It looks like almost like a cryptocurrency trading app. And like you have this account where like the money goes up, but you can't get to, and this started in like October, November, in the run up to Christmas. Well, you can't get this money until January for some reason.
Yeah.
For some reason. You can't get this money until
it's spent.
And I was like, because she's like, look, I have like $2,300 in here. And I was like, well, then get it out right now. Oh, well, you can't get it out. And I'm like,
how much of that was her actual money?
Probably not very much, but enough to make a difference.
Yeah, some money. Yeah.
Poorly, right? Like, not a good difference.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, I don't know, $50, $100 of that was actually her money, but now it's just numbers on a screen.
Yeah,
it's
and
not,
to her, she's got $2,300.
Right. It's not an actual thing. And even beyond that, there's people who've hit me up. This lady really helped me get money for my bills. It's always like money, because that actually seemed like kind of like a marketing thing. I was like, I could see how somebody get wrapped up in that a little bit.
Well, no,
you ask one question, it should like go, no. But like these other scams,
desperation's wild, man.
Dude, these other scams though are so like.
Well, you know how people get.
They go. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
But here's the math on it, right? Everybody puts $100 into this thing. This was that Loom scam where it was like everybody put.
That was a real thing, right?
Oh yeah, and it got a bunch of people.
Had an app and stuff. Right?
I don't know if it had an app, but it was definitely a website. It may have. I mean, we could look it up too if we needed to. But the long and short of it. Yeah, so the scheme is often perpetuated on social media. A new participant will be asked to join a blessing loom. That was the word they kept using, was that it was blessings.
Now I know what you're talking about.
And you're going to be blessed. By providing a gift, blessing, or investment from anywhere from $100 to $1,500, each participant is required to recruit 2 members and promised an 8-fold return. That's the deal, right? Here's the problem.
Was this popular in certain communities?
No, it was across the
Everybody
board. It was so many people. I mean, there weren't nobody I know works in like finance.
Yes, but
you know
I'm
what I mean?
saying
but everybody
across the board as far as everybody.
It was not. Well, and I mean, and also it's gonna hit certain people. Like it's the blessing loom. Like there's only so many people are gonna be triggered by that concept.
That's
you
the
know
only
what
reason
I
I
mean?
even asked because of that word.
The phrasing, right? Yeah, and it was not. I don't know anybody in Mensa, but if I did, they wouldn't be any of the people who sent me this.
Of course,
but it was a lot of people who I knew to be otherwise
normal
intelligent,
people who had jobs and families,
intelligent, reasonable people.
Yeah.
It was the first question I had. Okay, so so I put in $100, and then I recruit 2 more people, right? And then they put in $100.
So that's $300.
That's $300. How do I get $800? Like somebody, even if I believed I was going to get $800.
Where does the other 5 come from?
Yeah, somebody gets left holding that bag, right? Like at least 5 people don't get their more. It'd have to be more than that. Most people don't get their 8-fold return.
No one gets. I mean,
because and I'm like, so like, is it like the lottery? They're like, no, everybody gets it, and I'm like, so then why didn't this Facebook ad or whatever just send you $800? They're losing money by bringing money in. Is that what you're expecting?
So what is it? Do they make it? Well, I mean, because.
They don't explain it very well.
Okay, so you have something that they don't explain very well, but the promise is so good that people who are in need of help with bills and this, that, and the other are just like, it's like the guy that goes against the scratcher every day. I mean,
I think it feeds into that same kind of thing.
But that's what I mean. It triggers that same thing in your brain. Where it's almost
there's
like
a lot
dopamine.
of people who just see stuff on the internet and go, "Yep," that speaks to me. So it must be true.
See nothing on the internet that I believe at all. I laugh at things, and that's it.
Yeah, and that really is at the end of the day. Welcome to it, but the best part of the internet is the silly nonsense, because even the stuff that seems serious on the internet is largely being turned into silly nonsense that's supposed to make you angry or whatever, but like you don't realize that, like,
well, what's happened is, to me personally, and we usually don't talk about topical stuff, but just
we got
stuff to talk about. Like, media now is so untrustworthy.
Yeah.
Like, I know all of, the one says the one thing.
Yeah.
The other says the other thing. And I know what they're going to say. There's no in between as far as media. And then all the people that are on, and, granted, I mostly watch YouTube, but all the people that I see on YouTube are just pontificating to get reactions from their side or there's no one who's trying to say, everyone calm down. Let's talk about things in a rational way. What's best for everyone.
Well, and there's a way too to like, I can discuss like journalism and blah, blah, blah. I mean, there's like ways to sort of get like a broad scope of what's going on. But like you said, like things are so untrustworthy. I think the problem is that then people go to the internet as if that is trustworthy.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? And
like,
then now that is somehow worse.
Well, and now
they're
we're just
sending money to someone who's telling them that if you generate $300 for us, you and 2 other people, you will somehow get $800, and you don't go, how? It's not. There's no. Who like, and that was the same thing that the girl brought me. Essentially, was just a fancier format of that.
Yeah,
and I was like, where does your dividend come from? Right, like if everyone is
to whom is your $100 going?
Right. Well, we're way past caring about that at that point.
But I'm saying, how is it being held, and for what reason, and then at what time, what actual date? So if I give you $100 on September 12th, on January 12th, I can withdraw $800.
Right.
So what's happening between here and now, besides the fact that I talked my cousin and her boyfriend into also giving the $100? So there's $300 I've created.
Right.
What are you doing with said $300 that 5 months from now I get $8?
Right, because even if you were
even if I gave it to Warren goddamn Buffett, I'm not getting that in 5 months.
No, there's not an 800.
No,
an 8% or an 800% return
anywhere.
No, doesn't exist.
If anyone can find it, send me a Facebook link right now.
Hit me up.
I've got $100.
Hey, and I'll tell you what, if you're watching this and you take umbrage to that and you think you really got $2,300, hit me up at 847-665-9238. I still love you.
Oh, shit. And if she's listening, so does she. That's 847-665-9238. People, we're on our knees begging. Come home. Oh, shit.
I wasn't expecting that. Just popped in there. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, Jesus. Right.
It's time for...
Sorry. Oh, man. All right.
But like, for real, though.
These men are consummate snowball artists.
Right.
Like that, whoever they're... What I don't understand is...
That was so stupid.
That was great. I love that. But what I don't understand is, like, okay, when you come up with that scam...
Yeah.
Like the smart person, or whatever you want to call it, who comes up with that scam... I'm saying the smarter person in this pyramid.
Yes, in this pyramid, of course, yeah.
How do they not bounce it off their other smart friend, and the other friend go, there's no...
Right?
Why waste your time with the graphic of the blessing loom? No one is that stupid. Because maybe they know better than everyone is, or most people are that stupid. It's not most, it's not every, just enough.
Just enough. That's what I was going to say.
Well, that's the whole Indian scam caller thing. Yeah, they get hung up on a gajillion times a day. But if they can get a hold of one old lady's credit card, that can be $30,000.
There's a part of me that wants to pause this and go find my scam thing I made, but I'll put it at the end because I made like an ad, like with like music. So, and now that you're all educated on the dangers of scams, I'd like to present you It's Graham's totally legit, lightning fast, Jesus Christ social media cash return blessings and investment opportunity program. Just send me $100. Wait 3 to 5 business days, and I'll send you up to $500. Actual amount may be $0. But there's more. For a limited time, recruit one of your friends or family members and I'll double your return. 2 times 0 still equals 0. Remember, the more you spend, the more I send. This is not true. You might say, but Graham, how is this possible? Jesus, that's how. All the details are available at capfsports.com. Let's get this money. And we're back. But I like you said, it's one of those things that you don't think of as a normal human being, but it's just enough people. It's when you get that phone call, right, and it's the automated thing, and it's like, oh, hey, this is Justin from American Solar, blah, 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 right?
Who doesn't instantly hang up?
Enough people.
Enough people.
You can cover your nut in scamming enough people because it's very cheap to call everybody.
No. I mean, and they have automatic dialers, and it just ding. That's why when you do get a scam call, it'll take a second for it to connect.
Yeah,
because they're just automatic dialing until somebody answers. Because see, I answer every call, even if it says spam risk, because I have my own business.
Right.
And there's a lot of times I'll answer spam risk, and it'll be a regular person.
If you get a call from 847-665-9238, sometimes it says scam risk. 847-665-9238. Not a scam risk now.
Yeah.
It's getting close to Christmas, though. I need money for my bills.
So be ready.
Sorry, thinking about something.
I'm sorry, baby. I didn't mean it. This is turning into misconnection.
That's the whole podcast has just been me trying to be Craigslist. Nobody's watching. I just need one person to see it.
Yes, it's true. This man has no dick.
That's very funny.
That's very funny.
Oh boy!
But no, like
I don't even remember what was going on here.
Well, we were talking about scams.
Yeah.
The inception of them. So it's like,
the first person to come up with it
wasn't like, this is too much. This is too simple.
I guess it's like a business in some ways, or like the Wright brothers being like, we're gonna fly someday, and people be like, you're crazy. But it's just the scumbag version of it, where a guy's like, I bet I could get a bunch of people to give me $100.
You know what I was thinking is like, I bet you could probably get a bunch of people to give you $1,
right,
without even lying to them.
Yeah, to an extent. Yeah, well, that was a whole Simpsons episode where he was like,
really?
Send $1 to Happy Dude. Like, he had got a hold of an auto dialer, and he did this whole thing where he was like, send $1 to Happy Dude, and gave him his address. Like, and enough people did it that he made some money. Yeah, and then he got in trouble and got sued, and then had to use the auto dialer to call everyone and apologize. It was like, send $1 to Sorry Dude. That's the end of that episode. I'm really sorry. Send $1 to Sorry Dude. Okay. We did set out to do something here. We've almost done enough. You want to do a little AI song for?
Yeah, let's do an AI song. Let's do it. Let's incorporate what we've talked about.
All right, let's think about it.
Scams at Christmas.
Okay, so we've done Christmas scams.
What did we start with? I don't even remember, to be honest with you.
Bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, but no, I mean, we had something going.
We were talking about something. What did happen at the beginning of this podcast? I'll go to the Ministry of Silly Talk Rewind. What's today? The 14th? Let's see. Which one of these is it? Oh, actually, I may screw things up if I try to open one of these files, and it's the one I'm recording. I'm opening the wrong thing. Here we go. Oh, hold DJ. Hold DJ.
Okay.
Hold DJ. Oh, yeah, we went to break pretty much after Hold DJ. So we've done Hold DJ and scams. All right, I'm thinking of a song
About a DJ.
About a hold DJ.
But it's not gonna know what a hold DJ is. So
no.
You could a scamming a DJ for a scam radio station
who works at a call center. Hold on, playing music to clients. That we may run out of characters trying to explain to it what a call DJ is. You know what? Let's do this. A song from the perspective of someone who thought they would get $800
out of a pyramid scheme or something
by sending a stranger $100. Someone thought they would get $800 by sending a stranger $100.
Miserably fail or something like that. You got to put that in there. It won't.
It was
It was a disaster or something.
Well, here. If we tell it the style of song, though, I think it'll get it. That's always the question, though, is what style of song? Because you would think it'd be a blues song, but I think it's going to be too straightforward if we just tell it to do the blues.
See, we go country a lot, I feel.
Yeah, we do. Well, it does seem to work, and actually.
What about R&B? I think R&B maybe.
Okay,
could kind of land in between almost rhythm and blues, if you will.
B song from the perspective of standby of a woman who thought they told their ex about it.
A woman named.
He told her she was stupid. All right, we're gonna let it rock with this. And R&B.
He still loves her.
An R&B song from the woman who thought they would get $800 by sending a stranger $100. They told their ex-boyfriend about it.
And he shit his pants.
I actually meant to mention we'll let it work on this for a second, but I meant to mention it just notified me that it has a new feature where you can make cover songs from your songs, so we could go back to Streaks of Regret and have it do a cover song of that song in a different style. Like,
yes,
that's gonna be that might just be for us.
That's fine too.
Yeah, I'll just put it at the end. That's all right.
Everyone did really enjoy Streaks of Regret. I mean, that was
it was so good. Yeah. For people who missed it, that was back in the late stages of the One Gram Army
episode
podcast.
300, actually.
Yeah, was 300 or was 305? Yeah, it was 300. Yeah, we did a great AI song.
It's got a great thumbnail on it and everything.
Yeah, we did a great AI song about shitting your pants at the Grammys, and it just nailed it. Yeah, all right.
As if Whitesnake wrote it themselves.
No, it was hard to. It was you would have trouble discerning it from a real song.
Yeah, it's great.
All right.
Fool for Love. Oh, this
in a very modern R&B style too.
Sent $100 away, thought I'd get 800 back. Dreams of green began to sway. Then my world just turned to black.
This is fire.
It's banging.
Ex, he laughed so loud. Said I got played, didn't know.
Like it was here,
so
right?
Like a cloud, drifting, lost, nowhere to go. Why'd you call me stupid, boy? Making hearts like they're toys. I believed you back then. Now I'm fooled once again. Promised riches, fortune told, but my pockets still remained empty. Dreams of shiny gold.
No, it doesn't play around anymore. It's gotten way better than it was before.
When the truth it hit with grace, wanted hope but found dismay. Saw the smirk upon his face.
You know, this too does allow us to play. endless music on the podcast. We can play as much of this as we want.
Yeah, that's true. This is a resource we should tap into.
Yeah.
That is so good. It's
the musical refrain even. Listen to this.
It's off-putting every time.
Yeah.
And I know I say this.
It just keeps getting better.
Yeah. Like, damn, dude.
Listen to this refrain.
Yeah, Billy Strings.
When the truth it hit with grace. Wanted hope but found dismay. Saw the smirk upon his face. Why'd you call me stupid, boy? Breaking hearts like they're toys. I believe you back then.
The fact that it derived that was a great prompt. That was good.
Yeah, no, I've used it a lot.
That's nice. Let's see if we can, I wonder if there's a way to make it like more aggressive, kind of. Does that make sense? Like,
yeah, you could. It'll have a second version. Yeah. But yeah, we'll take you out on this. You guys all have a wonderful week, and we'll see you next week. And don't forget 847-665-9238. I'm Graham.
I'm Josh.
All right, peace out, yo.
Sent $100 away. Thought I'd get 800 back. Dreams of green began to sway. Then my world just turned to black. Told my ex he laughed so loud. Said I got played, didn't know. Felt so foolish like a cloud. Drifting lost, nowhere to go. Why'd you call me stupid, boy? Breaking hearts like they're toys. I believed you back then. Now I'm fooled once again. Promised riches, fortune told, but my pockets still remain empty. Dreams of shiny gold, dusted with a fool's refrain. Couldn't hide my shame away. When the truth it hit with grace. Wanted hope but found dismay. Saw the smirk upon his face. Why'd you call me stupid, boy? Breaking hearts like they're toys. I believed you back then. Now I'm fooled once again. Couldn't hide my shame away. When the truth it hit with grace. Wanted hope but found dismay. Saw the smirk upon his face. Why'd you call me stupid, boy? Breaking hearts like they're toys. I believed you back then. Now I'm fooled once again.
Oof.